Today I'm reviewing the KEF LS50 Wireless II powered bookshelf speakers in carbon black. If you want to check current pricing or availability, it's linked below. I've been living with these on my desk and in my listening room for a few weeks, using them with a variety of music styles, movies, and TV shows. This is based on real use, not just specs or measurements. Let's set expectations early. These are active bookshelf speakers with built-in amplification and streaming support, not passive speakers that need an external amp, and not tiny desktop USB speakers. If you want simple plug-and-play convenience with high-fidelity sound, this category is what you're aiming for. What they're built for is precise, balanced sound with strong imaging and detail, music and movie soundtracks that feel clear and focused rather than bloated or artificially boosted. In real-world listening, the LS50 Wireless II carries a neutrality that shows you what's in the recording. Acoustic jazz, classical, and vocal-centric tracks feel lifelike, with instruments placed in space rather than muddled together. You hear more nuance in familiar songs because these speakers don't bury mid-range detail under exaggerated bass. For movies and TV, dialogue feels articulate, and soundtracks convey a dimensional sense of scene. These are not big floor-standing speakers that shake the room, but they do project sound comfortably in a medium-sized living room or dedicated listening area. Bass is tighter and more controlled than booming. You get respectable low-end extension for bookshelf speakers of this size, but they're not replacements for a dedicated subwoofer if very deep bass is central to your taste. That's simply the reality of compact speaker physics. KEF's Uni-Q driver array gives them a wide sweet spot. I didn't have to sit exactly centered to get good imaging. The soundstage felt stable even when I shifted position slightly. That's a practical benefit if your listening chair isn't always perfectly aligned. Streaming and connectivity matter here too. Built-in support for AirPlay, Chromecast, Bluetooth, and various streaming services means you can send music from phones, computers, and network drives without an external streamer. That convenience is real in daily use. I didn't reach for extra gear just to play music. The DSP and room correction features help tame boundary effects when placed close to walls. I experimented with placement close to my desk versus a couple feet out. The app's tuning made measurements practical rather than guesswork. With some tweaking, bass felt more even and less boomy. Now about limitations. If your goal is chest-thumping bass at concert-level volume, you'll still want a subwoofer. These fill the mid-range and mid-bass beautifully, but they don't extend as deep as larger floor standers with dedicated woofers. Also, the premium price tag reflects the integration and tuning here. If you're looking purely at watts per dollar or peak decibel numbers, there are cheaper active speaker options. What you're paying for is coherence, imaging, and a refined sound profile that's hard to find at lower price points. Compared with studio monitors, they're less analytical and more enjoyable for long listening sessions. Compared with lifestyle Bluetooth speakers, they're in a different class entirely in terms of clarity, spatial detail, and build quality. So who does this make sense for? These make sense for listeners who want high-quality sound without adding a separate amp or DAC, and appreciate a neutral yet engaging signature that reveals detail rather than hides it. If you care about both music and movies and want a streamlined system with versatile streaming, these fit that space neatly. From everyday use, the LS50 Wireless II feels controlled, articulate, and balanced, speakers that let you hear what's in the recording without adding hype or unnecessary coloration. Check current pricing below and evaluate it against your needs.